Hello everybody, it is Agony333 and we are finally fucking here to do an album review. As you can tell probably from the title, it is an album from Black Dahlia Murder entitled Ritual. So yeah, this album, and as you'll see, basically the first song is a good fitting album for this month, and so I figured that this would be a good first album to get to. It's an album that I absolutely love. But yeah, let's get into this shit. And oh, one more thing. I was really hoping to show the physical album during this fucking review, but it seems I have misplaced it, so unfortunately I cannot display that. But I couldn't let that hold me back. I had to get to this. I've been wanting to do one for a very long time. So let's do this. I got tons of notes here. I'm going to basically go through each of the songs, and basically touch upon those, what I think of them, whatever, pretty much, and give a rating at the end of it. But alright, let's do this shit. So yeah, Black Dahlia Murder, album Ritual, let's go. So it is the 5th studio album from this band. And to be fair, this band has basically, at least in my opinion, never put out a bad album. Pretty much all of their albums are heavy hitters. But this one in particular is a very strong album. And when I was telling friends of mine who wanted to get into Black Dahlia, I mentioned this album because I feel like it's a very strong, a good place to start anyways. It has just tons of really good songs, as you'll see when we get into this. It has a runtime of 45 minutes and 27 seconds. That's the length of the album. And the genre of album is melodic death metal / death metal, which melodic death metal is one of my favorite genres, I guess you could say. I don't know. I mean, I just like whatever I like. So, but anyways, let's get into this. The first song is A Shrine to Madness. Now, this song, admittedly, is one of my favorite songs on the album, and this is the main song, the main reason for why this album is here and for the October setting and everything, because basically this song talks about Halloween and celebrates it, because, yeah, A Shrine to Madness, and it also has, like, a kind of quotation thing, ritual of celebration, because as you'll notice, each of these songs is a certain kind of ritual, so to speak. Ritual is a heavy theme of this album. But yeah, A Shrine to Madness. And the first lyrics reference Symphony of the Night, which is a game that I absolutely love. And so yeah, anyone who's played that or likes Castlevania, this band will mention them a few times. This being one of them, of course. But then there's another one in the album, Nocturnal. Yeah, Horrible Night to Have a Curse. Badass song. But anyways, yeah, Shrine to Madness. So it's got those lyrics in there. I mentioned it's one of my favorite songs. And it's just an amazing song to hear live in particular as well. It really gets you pumped, and it's a song that begs to be sung, is what I also put here. Because whenever I have that, like when I've seen them live like 3 times. And whenever I've heard them play it live, it's a song that's hard not to just scream along with them when you're fucking singing it. It's just a really damn good song. The chorus of the song is fantastic, and it's got great vocals, great lyrics, and even an awesome solo later on in the song, which you'll notice I'll mention through a few of these. There's just these awesome solos that they have. And there's a particular line in the song when it talks about severing your enemy's lying tongues. I thought that was pretty humorous. So there's little bits of humor kind of throughout this. It's like, it's really dark. There's a lot of horrific kind of stuff and humor in there, which I like. But pretty much this song is basically a song about Halloween, celebrating Halloween. It mentions, the 31st, All Hallows Eve, I believe, is mentioned in there. It's basically a song that's a tribute to all that is Halloween, ritual of celebration, if you will. And that's, like I said, why this was an album that was picked for this month. It's a great thing. I usually always play this song in particular on Halloween. It's like a running thing for me anyways. But yeah, so let's get into the next one, which is song number 2, Moonlight Equilibrium, which is another favorite of mine personally on this album, and another very strong one. So yeah, this album, it opens up with punches. It just opens up strong as hell and fucking badass from the get-go out of the starting gate. And when I had seen them live on one occasion, Trevor, the vocalist, had even said before performing the song that the song is about transforming into a dog. Basically, is what he had said, and that's basically what the song is about: is transforming into a dog, a wolf, if you will. But yeah, more, another great chorus, great as hell vocals, and I mean Trevor is always having these damn good vocals, nailing shit, and in particular the part where he just goes, rise like God. It's so damn powerful, at least for me. And it's another song that begs to be screamed in the concerts as well, because it's so damn good. But yeah, it's basically about changing into a werewolf and embracing darkness. But a really good song. And these first two songs, I also wanted to say, are in particular really just good songs to go ape shit live to. I mean, mosh, and it's just like, when these songs in particular come on, you feel the fucking adrenaline, you feel it. And that's another thing I was gonna say, is if you have a chance, catch this band live, you will not regret it. I've seen them 3 times, and they are damn good all 3 times. Really strong, just crazy crowd, awesome time. But let's move on to the third song. The third song is On Stirring Seas of Salted Blood, and actually, I apologize, folks, I've already fucked up. I know I had to. I mean, I fucked up by not having the album to show, and I also fucked up because, yeah, Moonlight Equilibrium has a thing that says Ritual of Transformation. See, I got to remember to mention that, in the quotations, whatever you want to call it. Because, like I said, each of these songs is kind of like a ritual theme of sorts, has a different kind of theme to it. But anyways, now on to the third song, on stirring Seas of Salted Blood, and the quotations on that say Ritual of Condemnation. And in this song in particular, I really love the drums. The drums in this song are just fucking awesome. It's really fun to like headbang to live. Just really cool in particular. They stand out to me. And there's also another badass solo in this one. And the other thing I really love about this song is the sounds of water that they put in there, and the cheering towards the end, which is also another great feature live. But the sounds of the water really create a great atmosphere for this song and fit with like the theme of this song and help it separate from the pack and give it its own kind of feel and its own kind of thing, live or not live. It gives this fucking song its own feel to it that you can really get into. And this song is basically about a cursed ship of the damned, pretty much, yeah. I tried to kind of keep them short, because, I mean, I'm sure there's more that you could get into in these songs, really delving into it, because a lot of them have really good lyrics, but I'm trying to keep them short because I feel like this video is going to be incredibly long as it is. But yeah, it's pretty much a song about a cursed ship of the damned that is, out voyaging and causing some commotion in the fucking ocean. Yeah, that rhyme, that was stupid. But anyways, all right. Let's get on to song number 4, which is Conspiring with the Damned. And it is the ritual of communication. And that basically kind of tells what the song's about. We'll get into that in a second. But this one has more really just awesome drums. It is really fucking heavy. Another one that's really fun to like headbang to during those really heavy moments with the drums. And it has a really cool slow moment like halfway through. And that's another thing that will be coming back later on in other songs, is this band always puts these really cool slow moments to break up the really heavy, intense moments. And I love when bands and songs and whatever do that kind of shit, and they do it well. And this one does it really well. So yeah, it has a really cool slow moment about halfway through. More great lyrics is what I put. And basically the song is about contacting the dead, and it basically opening up a gateway of sorts with which the dead come through. And, that might be referencing like a Ouija board of sorts or something along those lines. At least that's what my thought was when I was checking out the lyrics. And so, yeah, I mean, this is an album that I read the lyrics to a long time ago, but I redid so for this review. But yeah, that's basically my gist of the song's meaning, pretty much. But yeah, another really badass song, and it's just, I mean, like, this album opens up strong and just has knockout after knockout, and just barrages you with these great fucking epic ass songs. And it doesn't stop there, because then we go on to song number 5, excuse me, which is The Window, which is particularly crazy-ass song. But yeah, it's called The Window, and it is the ritual of abduction. And yeah, this song is a fucking crazy one. Like I said, it's about basically a killer of children who gains a sexual satisfaction through the killing of these said children, which is pretty fucking crazy, pretty fucked up and dark. But I mean, you know, that's seemingly the point of Black Dahlia Murder. It's supposed to be dark and horrific as fuck and crazy. So, but yeah, I put their crazy lyrics because the lyrics are pretty damn ridiculous. And I love the vocal deliveries when Trevor screams, like, I'm insane, like later on. And he, you know, mentions that a few times, how he's insane, which is fitting to this song because it's pretty fucking insane. But yeah, great vocals as always, but in particular in this one as well. And yeah, that's what I've got for that one. But that's another kind of personal favorite of mine. But yeah, I mean, really all of them that I've mentioned so far to me are highlights of this album. It's a very strong one. But yeah, then we'll move on to song number 6, which is Carbonized in Cruciform, which is the ritual of conjuration. And for this song, I really love its opening, the opening that it has. And it has just some really awesome guitars in this song, some really awesome fucking drums, another awesome slow moment, followed by another heavy moment, and a really great solo. Because like I said, these things will kind of be reoccurring. This band just does all these kind of things really well that I really love. And basically, this song is a sacrificial ritual to basically conjure something. And I put here possibly the devil because a lot of the lyrics kind of nod towards it being the devil. It mentions horns, stuff like that. So basically, yeah, it's mentioning about people being sacrificed at this ritual and shit like that. But yeah, let's keep moving on and go to song number 7, which is Den of the Picarist. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. And this is another it's a really short song, but a very, very intense song, especially live, because a couple of the times that I've seen them, they played it live, and that is when people went like ape shit. I mean, people would go ape shit in general for Black Dahlia Murder, and especially during some of these songs I mentioned. But during this song in particular, you'll see the fucking room just wake the fuck up again. It's like, I think, a minute and 30-second long song, and it just riles everybody up. It's just really fast-paced, really fucking crazy. Awesome song. But yeah, short and sweet, but intense. And like I said, it's great live. But basically, this song is about basically a killer, like kind of like reveling in killing and dismembering and all that good fun that that these crazy fuckers have in these songs. He's basically reveling in this sick shit. And basically, Picarism, like I said, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right or not, but whatever. Basically, like I looked that up, and Picarism is pretty much deriving pleasure from penetrating someone with sharp objects, if that tells you anything. So yeah, den of that, of a person who is a fan of those sorts of things. Yeah, a really horrific theme throughout this album in many different ways. A good variety, though, I'd say. But yeah, we will be moving on here to the second page, because yeah, it took me 2 fucking pages of writing. But yeah, pretty much, at least to me, in my opinion, through song number 1, like all the way up, is like all these are like highlights. Like, you know, it's just barraging you with really heavy, really great vocals. Just it's really fucking badass. It's a CD that you can easily pop in and just let play from like beginning to damn near end and just love it every fucking time. I mean, I got this album years and years ago, and I absolutely adore and love it. And I can listen to it all the fucking time. But yeah, now we're on to song number 8, which is Malenchantments of the Necrosphere. Yeah, of the Necrosphere, and it is the ritual of condemnation again, which I thought was kind of odd, but I mean, it makes sense pretty much. And oh yeah, I fucked up again, guys. If you go back to Den of the Picarist, it's the ritual of mutilation, which lends to what I said about a fucker reveling in that sick shit. But alright, yeah. So, Malenchantments of the Necrosphere, ritual of condemnation. So this song is pretty much about like an ancient golem coming to life, and it basically hints at and talks about later on in the song that the golem was actually, in fact, at one point a person that seemingly seems like they were damned and pretty much turned into this golem and were left here, for God knows how long, stuck, as this basically statue, and it's coming to life and wreaking some havoc of sorts, pretty much. And the halfway moment I put here is really awesome, that I love. So, I mean, and then in particular, I love the vocals that Trevor puts in there where he's like, arise and like kill. And he just chants that. Like the chanting moments in this, and there's other albums where they do it, is just really fucking powerful. Really great shit. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have for that song. Another great one. And then we get on to song number 9, which is The Grave Robber's Work, which is Ritual of Desecration. And that basically sums up what this song is about. It has a really great solo in it, and it's pretty much about a grave robber, as the title suggests. And also, there's necrophilia thrown in there for some good measure, of course. Why wouldn't there be? I mean, this is Black Dahlia Murder. There's all this other sick fucking shit. They might as well throw necrophilia in there, of course. But anyways, all right, we move on to song number 10, which is The Raven. And this is the Ritual of Observation. And this song pretty much talks about, at least the way what I gathered from it, is it seems like it's a song from the perspective of scavenging ravens that basically encircle war and sickness plagues to feast upon the bodies of said horrible tragedies, pretty much. It seems like, they swarm around these and flock around them for the bodies and feast upon, off this horrific tragedies that occur. And so, we'll move on to song number 11, which is Great Burning Nullifier, which is the Ritual of Emancipation. And this song seemed to me about finding an escape from life. And it seems to kind of nod towards something in particular I put here with ... Because, it at least to me seems heavily implied that he's talking about weed. And if you know anything about Trevor, if you've watched any live footage, if you've heard him at all, if you've paid enough attention, he's quite the fan of that, as a lot of people are. So, that's what this song seems to be about, is basically escaping life through, sedation in that fashion. And then we will move on to song number 12, which is Blood in the Ink. And this song is a really great finishing song for the album. And it's basically, to me, ends this album on a really high note. And see, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, for me, like, how I feel about this album is from the beginning through most of the way, it is incredibly strong, like I've been saying, and it heavy hits all along the way. But then towards the end, for me personally, it's not bad. Don't think I'm saying it's bad. But for me, it doesn't engage me as much as the first big, thick part of it. And I was going to say maybe first half, but it's really more than the first half. Because, I mean, hell, like, really the first, 7, 8 songs are good. So that's more than half. So, I mean, it has a really strong, maybe 7, 8 songs there that fucking really hit it. And then the last couple, at least for me, are a little bit less engaging. And then it comes back, like I said, for this final one with a really great knockout, a really great ending on a high note. And like I said, don't think that I'm saying that these other songs are bad. Like I said, it just, for me personally, I absolutely love and adore, and it's probably just because of how strong the first 8 are. Because the first 8 are so strong, it's hard to always compete in an album like that. There's, lots of albums where there's such great fucking songs that are just so damn good. It's hard for every single individual song to compete with the greatest ones on that album. But as a whole, it's a great album. But so it ends on a high note, and it has yet another really cool slow moment in the song where it slows things down. And really, this song, at least to me, was about basically signing a contract to the devil, kind of giving into darkness kind of once more, as the song's title kind of suggests, blood in the ink, like an ink blood contract of sorts. kind of thing is what it seemed like it was going for. But yeah, so that's the final song, and like I said, it's a really fantastic album. Like I've mentioned to other people, it's an album that I would definitely consider as a great introduction to Black Dahlia Murder. And that's not to say that there's not other albums that are great introductions as well. Because I mean, their first album is a fantastic fucking album. Like, I mean, really, you can't go wrong with any of their fucking albums. But this one in particular is one that I have recommended to friends as an introduction and a personal high note, a personal, really strong one for me. But yeah, like I said, really, very strong, big chunk there, like, about 3/4, just a couple that kind of lessen a little bit for me personally, and then it just ends on a great note. But it's an all-around fantastic album to pop in from beginning to end. Very heavy, these cool slow moments, great fucking solos, amazing vocals. Trevor does great on album and live, and like I've told you guys, check their live performances out, go to the shows, because you won't be disappointed, you'll love it. It's a fantastic time every time. The fans are really fucking cool. And yeah, so now I think it's about time for me to be just giving it its rating. Oh, and also I'm wearing a Black Dahlia Murder shirt. I don't know if this shirt is exactly appropriate because it's pretty gruesome. I'm also wearing my Black Dahlia hoodie that I got from one of the last shows I went to, which is the Nightbringers, which is another great fucking album. But I got this shirt during the Abysmal tour, and yeah, great fucking albums all around. I mean, it was hard to choose what album to do because I thought about doing a few of the Black Dahlia Murder albums, but I settled on this one because when I was starting out with Black Dahlia Murder, this was a personal favorite of mine, and it's just a very strong album. And like I said, it's a good one to recommend to people. And it's a badass album. But let's get to my fucking rating. So I figured that my rating for this album would be an 8.5, a really strong 8.5, because I'd almost contemplated giving it a 9. So, but I settled on an 8.5. I was really struggling with that one, but I would say it's an 8.5, almost leaning towards a 9, because this is a fucking damn near flawless album. Just like a lot of their albums. They're just really solid, really damn good all the way around. Great stuff. But yeah, guys, I think that's about all I have to say. I'm surprised I actually kept it as short as I did. I was trying to keep each of these song descriptions kind of brief to not make this video go insanely long. I mean, it's long, but it's not insanely long. At least it didn't take a fucking half hour. But yeah, I think that's about everything I've got to say. A fucking great album. If you like Black Dahlia, definitely check this out if you haven't heard this. If you'd like to see them live, I'm telling you right now, go check them out live because they're fucking great. And yeah, that's about all I've got to say. I'm happy to have finally gotten into an album review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope maybe for some of you who don't know about this band or album, maybe you give it a check out. I don't think you'll, regret it whatsoever. I definitely have not regretted it. It's become a big favorite of mine over the years, and it's one that I always am checking into and always buying their new albums like day of, pretty much. They're a solid fucking band and a great band in the scene and everything, whatever you want to call it. This is a fucking really good band. But alright, guys, it's about all the time I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you enjoyed, me mentioning it. Actually, I'm so sorry, folks, with everything going on. But I guess one more thing I should, to kind of, I guess, elaborate, because I kind of breezed through it pretty quick. But I'll say my personal highlights, personal favorites, as you might have heard. A Shrine to Madness is a personal favorite. Moonlight, Equilibrium is a personal favorite. On Stirring Seas of Salted Blood, Inspiring with the Damned, The Window. Those 5 are about my personal favorites. Another highlight would be Den of the Picarist, Carbonized, and Cruciform. And like I said, the 8th song too, and the 12th. But yeah, so my highlights would be about those. Those would be my highlight tracks, the ones that I love the most. Yeah, you just can't go wrong with this album. But now it is time for me to leave. Apologies for backstepping for a moment. But I thought I should put in there a sort of highlight of, my personal favorites, ones that I think are great highlights of this album. But it is a fantastic album, pretty much almost all the way through. But all right, guys, now it's time for me to leave. This has been Agony333 talking to you guys about this awesome fucking album. I hope you guys are enjoying Halloween and blasting this shit or other great metal and other great music for this grand occasion. And I shall see you guys next time. Peace, folks. Have a great one.